was incredible. I also forgot to press the record button on this, so I just actually pressed record on this. So everybody who watched this live got to actually see a little preview. But now we're actually recording, so I'm going to redo the intro real quick. This is the 2022 Quasar Qult Lookback with myself and Voodoo Eyes.
Yep.
We're out here doing it big. We were here at StarCap Creative Labs, which is my brand new studio. We're doing all kinds of awesome stuff. Make sure you check out Campfire on January 21st. We have an awesome lineup hosted by us too. We might even bring people in here for interviews during the show or before the show. But the whole idea is that we're definitely just trying to do all kinds of awesome stuff out of this building, including the Quasar Qult podcast. So we will be back for season 2, probably starting as early as next week.
Yep.
With brand new schmacking episodes for you guys to rock with.
Yep.
And so in order for us to kind of ease into this, we basically decided to do a streaming show to kind of like, one, kind of test the gear as we're out here doing this, but then also be able to show you guys what we got a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I know you asked me before we went live.
What's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment. So I'm going to go over that again because some of you are probably like, oh, he already said that. But I forgot to hit the record button. I'm doing too much. I have this little device right here. It's called a Stream Deck. It's pretty awesome. But I have the ability to change the camera like, pow, see that? So now we over here now.
Yeah. But
that means I'm also producing the show live. And, you know, there's a lot going on. So I forgot to hit the other button that does recording, which is what's happening right now. So I'm saying all this shit again. And basically what I said is the fact that Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and Big Steppers is probably, I get 2 moments because I'm awesome. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, it really grew on me as an album. Like it started off as an album that I was like, oh, this is okay. I like the concept, yada, yada, yada. But then as I actually took the time to listen to what this man was saying on this, I was like, oh man, this is like actually like a very enjoyable album that is hitting me in ways that I never really had music hit me before, in the sense of talking about mental health and trauma and addressing that and leveling up and do all that. And while I was out in New Zealand with my wife, which is how I ended my year for a honeymoon vacation, that was like the soundtrack. I was bumping those songs and really listening to what that man had to say.
No, yeah, he really did snap on that album, and that's why. No, when it came out, yeah, I definitely heard that shit, and the message was like, yeah, it was definitely a good album, bro. A lot of people slept on it. I heard that there was a whole thing going on with TDE and all that shit, and that's the reason why he fucking, like, the numbers weren't as great, or like there wasn't as much marketing as there should have been.
Yes,
but.
Yes,
you know, it's still a stellar ass album though. It's great. It's a great album though.
I know officially that that album was Kendrick's last release.
Yeah.
On TDE, and then he announced his new label PG Lang, which so far the people signed to PG Lang are himself obviously, and then his cousin Baby Keem, and then Sierra. I forget his name, but I saw him, the dude who's opening for him right now. I have to look it up. He's also signed to PG Lang. So clearly Kendrick had some moves in the works. He was doing his thing.
I feel like there was a contract negotiations that they were trying to get by, and that's the reason. I feel like that's the reason why it took so long for that album to come out.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that when you are trying to do your own thing, you kind of see this with like a lot of rappers and just in general, like the evolution of the career, they always outgrow the label. You know what I'm saying? It always reaches a point where the label can't do the vision in the way that they intended, or et cetera, so forth. And you start to see them go start their own record labels or like branch out into new horizons. And that's basically what you're seeing with Kendrick, where like honestly, like he's outgrown the engine of TDE.
Yep.
To a point where it's like, oh, you know, I gotta go do my own thing, right? I gotta go start my own thing, so I have 100% creative control and not have to worry about where the money's going. And so it's a natural evolution. I think people were kind of sad that he left TDE, but it's like, no, it makes sense. And speaking of TDE, one of my favorite artists this year, Ray Vaughn.
Facts, mine too, bro.
And what's interesting is that, and we're not even going to go into all this because I know that you guys are looking for smoke, but you know, there's award shows going out and all this, et cetera, and so forth. We didn't see Ray Vaughn mentioned in any of these things. And I might be wrong because I wasn't watching that heavy. You guys get 4 minutes of my time when I watch your guys' shit.
But it's because I think Ray Vaughn don't really claim AZ like that. I know that he made a song
called 50
No,
Bethy,
I know. But that's what I'm trying to say though. It's like, I know that he has the song. I know that he you know, he's out here doing his thing and he reps us and everything. But he doesn't like, oh, I'm from AZ. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, too, Merkles ain't from AZ. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and he was nominated for everything.
I think a lot of it has to do. This is something that I said all the time when it comes to this shit. It's like Arizona. I think the aesthetic of what Arizona needs to be is basically like a melting pot. Yep. Like we have so many different styles, so many different talents. There should be a lot more hybrid and collaboration music. Like honestly, like an artist like Lil Nas X should have been from Arizona, right? Because like the stuff that he does and the stuff that he puts out, like
different.
Every time he drops, he's super different, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of represents what Arizona's about. That's why another one of my favorite acts this year are the Dropout Kings, who like did like over 100 shows across the fucking world.
No, they snap.
Their music is like basically like the growth hybrid child of Linkin Park and like all these early 2000 sounds, but like evolved. Right?
Yeah, for sure,
like,
for sure.
The combination of Adam Rainey and Black Cat Bill is just fucking incredible.
Yeah,
Black Cat Bill is now branching out and going solo. I think he posted a single of his recently.
Yeah, I think he's still with the group, but he's also doing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're making music together.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that like they're so diverse, right? And we have Adam Rainey on the Bond soundtrack.
That's true.
He does the hook for No Blood on there, and the reason why I got him is because this dude literally like Chester Bennington like evolved into like a new way, and it's like, bro, like if you know your history, then you know that like this is somebody that you gotta be fucking with.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they kind of got slept on. You know what I'm saying? They kind of got slept on. And
I don't think so, bro. I feel like the world didn't sleep on them though.
The world didn't sleep on them,
and that's what
we're talking locally. But like the world obviously didn't sleep on them because they're doing very well for themselves right now. They're announcing new shows every left and right. I think they have a new album coming out here very soon.
Yeah, that's why we're called the Quasar Cult, because the Quasar is just a whole different level of evolution. We're not just local. We're trying to hit global stands. You know what I'm saying? All these people that we post is because we believe that y'all could fucking hit those fucking global stands. Like another artist that I really fucking like this year, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Like he was consistent as fuck. He was also in the Bond. Is Davi Fresh?
Yes.
That album that he dropped, bro. He not capping when he said that shit. 10 out of 10, no cap. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a great album. He did videos consistently. Again, he did shows, and he also was killing it in the Bond as well. You know what I'm saying? He had a fight scene in the Bond. My man's out here getting his shit done. So.
Dabi Fresh. We have a song together that's coming out on my next project, Zenith, and that track is like
crazy.
I can't say it's my favorite track because all the tracks on there are just fucking snapping, but like. I literally like every hour I'm bumping that shit, man.
Yeah,
his verse is so hard. Like, and it talks about like, you know, his come up and his struggle and then like how he's the point he's at now after releasing this album and like, you know, putting in the work and like feeding his family and doing this and that. And that's the shit like I'm all about as an artist, like
for sure.
Like just making conscious music but that still can go hard, right?
Yeah.
And his last album is a good example of that because it's kind of like a testimony. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a vibe that he created as opposed to trying to follow a trend.
Yeah.
And I think one of Arizona's biggest problems when it comes to artists is like trends. Like we're trying to do what Drake's doing. We're trying to do what Post Malone's doing.
There's too many.
Like all these people. And
there's like, too many Drakes and Juice WRLDs up in AZ. I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah, and like a lot of it just comes down to just creating a story that is peer to you. And if you have a conversation with me, like when it comes to creative consulting or whatever the fuck I'm doing, you know, I'm always about tell your story.
Facts.
I should be able to hear your music and learn some things about you as a person.
Yeah.
And like connect with you in a way that's deeper than just how cool your beats are, how your ability to rap. And like, yeah, Dabi's Fresh. I learned a lot about Dabi on that album. I'm saying, and working with him over on the Bond, and then just like, you know, seeing him as a person, one of my favorite people out here, hands down.
No, yeah, he definitely snapping for sure.
Stellar year. Shout out to Dabi Fresh.
Shout out to Dabi. Shout out to Dropout King. Shout out to Ray Vaughn. He dropped, honestly, Ray Vaughn, one of my favorite songs from the year he dropped was that Kim Possible song. I don't know if you beat me.
That's a good point with that, because what's wild about that is that he sampled Cisco's thong song,
bro. I know,
like,
bro.
so how did he like? You got to think about the level of that. Like, we all know that the thong song, if you're in any of our age groups, is like an iconic song in your life at some point.
For sure.
And this man was able to sample that. You know,
yo,
that cost him big
I'm
dollars.
telling you, that's my number one pick from 2022. I'll tell you that Kim Possible song. that's the toxic anthem of 2022, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Absolutely.
My boy had so many quotables in there, man. I swear to God.
Yeah, I think that he like Ray Vaughn is basically like an artist to watch in 2023. Like, he's set to blow. He's already like been blowing up with some really good songs, like the Impossible song, 59th to Bethany Home. But like,
Trade lines.
We just need that album now, right? Like that full like TDE back album with the
because
features.
he dropped the EP when he came out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He dropped that EP, which was fire. But the singles that he been dropping, crazy, and the visuals even crazier. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to TDE, the whole team. That shit crazy.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is the fact that when we talk about like Kendrick leaving, right? Yeah. And so now, and then you have Ab-Soul dropping his last album. I'm not sure if his last album, but like the album he put out, kind of seeing how things are moving, it probably will be like one of his last albums under TDE. Yeah. SZA just dropped, right? That's what was a highly anticipated album that did very fucking well for TDE, but she might be at the end of her rope too with TDE, going back to what I was saying about how these artists eventually need to evolve and do their own thing, right? Yeah. SZA is a massive star at this point. Yeah. I think she did like almost damn near 400,000 on the drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's out there fucking crushing it. And so it's like, you think about the fact that you have to think about the next generation, right? And I think Ray Vaughn, with his ability to rap and just like the look and what he's got going for him, he would be like probably a flagship artist on TDE the next couple years. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of similar in the same position as JID, whatever you guys want to call him, on Dreamville. His album was one of my favorite projects this year. For sure. That one as well from mine too. Fantastic fucking album. If you guys have not heard that album, it's called The Forever Story. The Forever Story, thank you. The Forever Story is an amazing album from front to back. Great album. And it touches like, on so many different topics, his rapping ability. My bad to cut you off. It really reminds me of fucking when Kendrick dropped his first album, That Good Kid, Mad City, bro. Yeah. I swear to God. Like, when I heard this shit, I was like, damn, bro. Like, even I played this shit, I was playing it when Dan was here. And he was like, yo, is this Kendrick? And I'm like, bro, that's crazy that you said that. No, it's not. I was like, that's JID. It definitely has some Kendrick Lamar vibes to it. For sure. 100%. I think a lot of it with Jid is that we are kind of looking for the next Kendricks and all that. Like, who's going to like really step up to the plate and just be like a dope-ass lyricist with dope-ass beats and dope-ass content. Yeah. And he's backed by J. Cole. But what I was going to say is that, like, J. Cole could have did a lot more. I really think that, like, I know that leading up to this album, like, he was on his last project with DiCaprio too, and like he put him on the Dreamville projects, etc., so forth. But like, I almost feel like J. Cole should have been right beside Jid, like being like, "Yo, get this fucking album, album." For sure. Saying that he didn't do that. Like the video that he did when he walked around and got Drake's album, he should have done the same shit. Exactly. He should have done the same fucking shit. Exactly. And we that would have been lit. And like, honestly, it's kind of sad because I think that album didn't get nominated for a Grammy. Slept. DJ Khaled's album did. Trash. God did. Yeah, somehow God did was like, shit, my name's on this. Sprinkle some Grammy juice on that. Nah, bro. But it's one of those things where it's like, fuck, dude, like, that album should have been Grammy nominated, and I would say that it could have won in the right conditions, right? But a lot of good music came out this year. I know Denzel Curry dropped some fire. Fucking got Kendrick dropping. Who else dropped some crazy shit this year? Let me see. Let me double check my list. Pusha T dropped. Jay-Z did have like a crazy ass verse on God Did. Yeah. Which I think is probably the only reason why we would ever nominate that album. The album was pretty terrible. Honestly. Yeah. The Quavo and Takeoff album. Yeah. That one came out. And honestly, bro. Speaking of Takeoff, yeah, that's one of the like saddest moments of 2022. No cap, bro. Like the video, I saw the video. Like, I don't even want to get into it, but the video at like 5 o'clock in the morning, that shit was it was horrible, bro. It was not something to wake up to. I'm telling you. Yeah,
But
sad.
but to the album though, I'm saying though, to the album, if y'all haven't checked it out, go check it out. I've heard almost every single Migo project, and I'm telling you, like, this project that he did with Quavo, Takeoff did literally his best lyricism. I was telling you, he snapped on every single song. There's not a verse on there that doesn't go hard from Takeoff. I'm telling you, and like, he even said it before he like on the Drink Champs interview that they did. He was telling Nori was telling him, nah, you was dancing on them beats, and he was like, nah, he's like, I really went hard, like there was no tomorrow type shit. And I was like, man, I could hear it, bro. I'm telling you, I could hear it. So that shit, it's real sad just to see that, and then you know what happened. So
yeah. It's definitely one of those things where you wish that things just could have went differently, right? Like,
for sure,
a lot of rappers passed away this year through gun violence.
For sure.
Like,
PNB
Rock,
a few more.
There's several. We try not to actually post about that.
Yeah, that's
Quasar Qult, unless it's like a serious situation like a Takeoff.
No, we'll definitely we'll post a memorial type. Like, I've been trying to post gone too soon type of things. You know what I'm saying? But like, other than that though, like, I'm not like straight on it like, yo, Quavo died or Takeoff died or whatever the fuck.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's sad to see that shit. Like, I don't want to be. It's sad to be posting about that stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. I made a post about it on Facebook where I was talking about how we were very quick to report the news before we like even process it.
Yeah.
Because like, especially like in this faux journalism society that we live in, I'm about to go into philosophical mode here. Shout out to Yams for the fucking mental boost. But
real quick, shout out to Yams.
We're in a faux journalism society right now where everybody thinks that they need to tell everybody what the fuck's going on, even though we have the same information, getting it from the same sources. Mm-hmm. We all have Twitter, we all have Facebook, we all see the news, right?
Yep.
And then we feel the need to tell everybody because we want to get that dopamine hit from when we get those likes and those comments.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a coping mechanism, right? Maybe it's something where it comes down to the fact that we are actually just like suffering from a state of trauma from the event that's happening, right? And so in order to process that, you want to tell somebody and get their reaction and hopefully find some solace in that.
Yeah.
But the problem with social media is that you can monetize that, right? You can post a story and get that shit monetized immediately.
The lame shit is when motherfuckers is out here just, as soon as somebody dies, they make a meme. You know what I mean? That's the lame shit about it.
Right.
That's what I'm like, why though? Like, y'all are like, oh, he died? Let's make a meme real quick. Like,
yeah,
some dumb shit.
Memes. And for me, like, when I ran the Starstruck multimedia page, that was kind of like the whole vibe. And I remember even telling you when we were doing Quasar Qult, like, originally we were just like, oh, make sure we're first, right? But then I also told you not to post death stories and all that stuff. And there were definitely plenty of opportunities where we could have been like, yo, let's run this story.
Yeah.
And
there was too many opportunities. That's the thing.
Too many opportunities.
There was too many.
Right?
And it was like
too many opportunities to really like be like, oh, let's run that story and get that clout, right? Mm-hmm. We dodged that because of just the energy behind it. Yeah. What are we saying when we put that out there? We all have the same news. I even think about when the Will Smith slap video. I did this. I'm guilty of this. This was not you. I actually posted the Will Smith slap as fast as possible on the Quasar Qult.
I've seen this.
Like, I saw the slap. I was like, oh shit, that was wild. And I downloaded it immediately to my phone. And I immediately posted it on Quasar. And what was funny is that I didn't even have the whole footage, right? There was somebody else who already had the full video and the reactions and like the angles. Mm-hmm. And this shit was like 5 minutes fresh. At least when I saw it on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
I don't even remember where I saw it. I think I saw it on Reddit, which might be
crazy.
too late, right? Like, if I didn't see it on Twitter, then it's too late. If you don't see it in your timeline when you're scrolling on Twitter, then you're late.
Yeah,
for sure. It's kind of fucked up because there's people on Twitter who's like get that information and try to go out there as fast as possible, trying to like be like, yo, let's get that sweet clout, son.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back, kind of circling back with the Will Smith thing, that was probably like honestly the craziest thing of the year. For those of you who don't know, Will Smith slapped the fuck out of Chris Rock at the Oscars. It's a weird sentence, right? It's like a really weird sentence to be like, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars.
Yep.
It's probably like the weirdest sentence in 2022.
And then Will Smith dropped a slave movie after.
I mean, I was trying to think of like a Kanye sentence real quick, because Kanye did went pretty wild.
Yeah.
But Kanye's a paragraph. You can't put that in a sentence. Except Kanye went crazy, I guess.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of fans. What's funny is that, like, you know, I'm obviously like a massive Kanye West fan. That's my dude. But he crossed the line this year with the anti-Semitic shit.
Yeah.
And then pushing the narrative, going against, you know, certain people on it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go too deep into it because I know a lot of people, my friends, like, don't agree with me on this. And that's fine. Fuck y'all. But the point is that, you know, when you start to when it gets to a point where you start harming people and like threats are being made and damage is being done, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, right? And like,
for sure.
People have been threatened over this shit. Lives have been like on the line, things like that. And it's one of those things where you start to realize the power of your voice and what you're capable of and what you should be saying and how you should be saying it. And when it comes to Mr. West, you know, I think that he's going through a lot of things right now. You know, his divorce has been extremely public. He's been having custody issues with his children. You know, he's lost a lot of money through his business. Like, there's a lot going on with that man. And so I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. He just needs to go away for a while.
Yeah.
Just go away for a while. Go chill. Go read some books. Go on a vacation. I went on a fucking 16-day adventure across New Zealand. I was jumping off of cliffs and climbing down mountains and shit. I feel renewed. Go do that, Kanye. What camera are we at? Here. Go do that, Kanye.
And Will Smith.
And Will Smith.
Yeah,
both of you should go together.
that would be the greatest rock climbing adventure of all time.
Yeah, go together. Go on a bungee hike adventure. Go climb some glaciers. Go see some shit. Go experience the world in the way that it should be experienced instead of trying to create it in this weird violence one that we're diving into slowly. Yeah. I'm thinking about the kids. Here because, you know, I got one of my own and I know that you got a couple of kids and, like, you know, do they need to see Will Smith slapping the fuck out of people? Probably not. Yeah, no. Do they need to be seeing fucking Kanye spit all this fucking weird ass shit about the real Jews and all? No, we don't.
Even his kids too. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean that's a whole different video. We're trying to keep this tight. We got like another 15 minutes before I gotta go pick up my son.
Nah, but another crazy moment was the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp situation. Like, it was crazy how public that whole fucking court shit was, bro. Yeah. And they dropped the movie the same year that they had this court shit. Dropped the movie the same year.
Yeah, I mean 2022 is a weird year for this like funky energy, I guess. I don't even know how to really explain it. That's just those are the terms that I use, is funky energy.
Yeah, a lot of people were weird. A lot of weird energy, man.
Weird people, right? Just like moving weird and just doing weird stuff. And yeah, we got like I said, Will Smith slapping Chris. Will Smith. We're talking about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We're talking about motherfucking dude from Independence Day. We're talking about this dude who's like is our childhood staple. That's like almost like the same level as Robin Williams, like slapping the shit out of somebody. Robin Williams slapped George Carlin. Like, that's crazy. Or like, you know what I'm saying? This is something you don't really hear about, but that actually happened. Yeah. And so what we're seeing is like a weird energy shift happening in society, I think.
We got motherfuckers slapping people. We got bitches shitting on beds.
Yeah, man. Like, the Amber Heard trial was crazy because, like, we saw people take sides, and it's like, first of all, none of these people care who roots for you. I mean, I guess Amber Heard did kind of care more than Johnny Depp. But Johnny Depp is going to do Johnny Depp things, right? Yeah. He's fucking Johnny Depp. Yeah. So, like, he's going to be, like, getting support from all the females that want to bang him still, even though he's not looking like the Johnny Depp he was 10, 20 years ago. Yeah. He's still Johnny Depp. I love his movies, right? I can't even name an Amber Heard movie besides Aquaman. Wasn't that her first film or some shit? I'm totally making that
No.
Don't fact check me.
I think it was Never Back Down.
Is she good in it?
Old ass movie.
Is it fire?
It's a dope movie.
Does she go hard?
I mean, she's all right, but it's like she's the main love of the movie, so it's all right. It's a good movie. I know a lot of my people was like, "Yo, this movie hard, bro. We gotta go watch this." And I watched it, and then now I look back and I'm like, "Damn, that was Amber Heard." So it's like,
I mean, like,
that shit.
I can name like 50, not 50, 5 Johnny Depp movies right now that are fire as fuck, right? Like, I love Johnny
Speaking
Depp.
of movies, what was your favorite movie of 2022, bro?
Surprisingly, Everything Everywhere All at Once, but number 2 is actually Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think, is a given at this point. I've talked so much about that fucking movie that it's just like crazy. But how about you talk about this? I need to plug in this laptop while you explain to me what your movie is.
No, for I also have Everything Everywhere All at Once, but for sure, like some of my top movies were The Atom Project. That one was a fire ass movie. I really liked that movie and enjoyed the kid who played Ryan Reynolds, the younger version of him. I think that was his first movie that he actually starred in. So like, it was dope to see how great he was in that movie, and he basically stole that movie for sure. Other than that, Everything Everywhere All at Once, I feel like a lot of people watched that movie and they enjoyed the fuck out of it, and it hit them with something that they weren't expecting to get hit with. The whole nothing matters, and you know what I mean, seeing the whole multi-version of like just everything. The story was great. Shout out to A24. They're a fucking amazing film company. Another one of my top movies was The Whale. I just recently watched that movie. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good movie.
The Whale yet.
Yeah, I watched that one. It was pretty good. I also did a review on the Quasar Qult. You could check that out. I did like a full little spoiler-free review. Just gave my first like thoughts about it. I literally wrote it the day that I watched it. I think I watched it the day that it came out, or I think a week after it came out. But it was a really good movie. It was good. I just did not really like how it ended, but I definitely understood. You know what I'm saying?
Brendan Fraser is definitely one of those dudes who is on like a list of actors that I just fuck with.
For sure.
Right? Like
The Mummy was fire.
Yeah, like almost every movie he's ever done, I'm like, yeah, you're my guy. Right? Like he's like kind of like, I wouldn't say he's Will Smith level.
Yeah.
But he's pretty close.
Yeah.
Like he's in like that same like atmosphere. Like Brendan Fraser movie, bet. I know that he went through some shit, right? Like he disappeared for a while.
Yeah, there was some like sexual allegations.
Sexual allegations, right?
Yeah, that came out with some wild shit. Some wild shit. Again, Hollywood is crazy. Hollywood is a wild place.
Right. And so with all that in mind, it's like, oh shit, new Brendan Fraser movie. And then I heard what it was about. I was like, oh, that's super sad.
No, yeah, it's a really sad movie. It's a really sad movie.
Yeah, no, it's super sad.
No, it's sad as fuck. If you're going to, I don't know, yeah, it's a sad ass fucking movie. Sadie Sink is in the movie as well, the girl that comes out in Stranger Things that plays Max. The reason why I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Okay, I enjoyed the movie a lot, bro, but I just feel like I just seen her character in Stranger Things. Like I feel like we just got that character and put it in this movie. And that's what. So
she just acts like kind of like
she's a teenager.
Like,
she's a teenager again, but like a moody teenager.
She's like 21 in real life though.
No, I know she's like 22. Yeah, but she plays I think his 15-year-old daughter in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed the movie a lot, and I really do like her as an actress. I just didn't like that because I felt like I was watching her in Stranger Things again.
Well, I mean,
but
I haven't seen her besides Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's
honestly,
another thing too.
I didn't even really fucking like her character. Like deadass, she should have just died at this end of the season. She was causing problems. She was doing too much.
I actually liked her character. She was cool.
Fine.
she was fine.
But like I think when she like season 3 when they introduced her, I'm like okay,
yeah,
we don't need any more of her. We got her story. Her brother died. She's sad now.
Yeah,
moving on.
Yeah.
And then like this season was like her redemption season where she got to run through this Casey Hill song. Not Casey Hill. What the fuck's the chick's name? The Running Up the Hill song. I forgot.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I remember her name anymore. See,
fuck that song.
It's already gone.
That song's
right?
so much. It's so annoying, bro. I want to forget about that song. It's a great. Don't get me wrong. But
Kate Bush.
Oh yeah, Kate Bush.
Fucking Kate Bush. Casey Hill. That chick signed a contract. She
is banking though. Banking off them streams.
One of the Stranger Things kids came out as gay though, right?
Oh yeah, Noah Schnaps.
Yeah,
I seen that.
And like he said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I guess I'm more in line with the character than I thought." You know, because I guess Will's character is in the closet gay in the show.
Yeah.
We're actually not even going to dive into that topic.
Yeah.
We're going to keep this PG.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, so how much time we got left? I got about
5 more minutes.
7 more minutes.
Yep.
I think.
What do you want to get into? You want to get into these shows? You want to get into your?
Well, let's first give a shout out to our sponsors, or our sponsor, Yam Yams.
Yep.
They're the ones who provided pre-rolls at our campfire event, and they actually will be doing the same. So you have to buy VIP tickets. Tickets are on sale.
Yep.
You can get those actually at starcampcreativelabs.com and quasarcult.com. There'll be a link on there.
Yeah.
It's actually not there right now. So if you're watching this live, which I think a couple of you are, that won't be there because I didn't put it on there yet. But if you're listening to the podcast, that is going to be up on this episode probably tomorrow. It will be there. And there'll probably be a link in the description. So don't get confused if you're watching this live and you go to the website and he's like, this guy just lied to me. No, I didn't lie to you. You're just way ahead of everybody else. So congratulations.
Congratulations on that one.
You're in the future.
It's better to be early than to be late.
Exactly. If you've been watching this live, it's probably been cutting out and there's probably been sound issues. I don't really know. We just decided to throw this up live because I wanted to see if I could handle a live show, and I can with my little stream deck. Shout out to Envato. This shit's fire as fuck.
Yep.
Look at that. Boom.
Shout out to this amazing studio that you got together,
get this
bro.
little profile shot of fucking Joey here. You can see like the haircut he got looking all good.
Yes, sir.
Then we go back
I got
to
it
the
for
wide
y'all.
Shot,
I got it.
Pow, pow.
Got it just for y'all.
Clacks over here. And on my boom back here, you can see me. Damn, son. This shit's kind of cool, right? Yeah, man.
Yep.
But if you guys actually want to get a podcast produced here in the same type of fashion, you can reach out to either me or Joey or whoever, and we'll hook you up. You can start shooting podcasts here. We can change the backdrop. People be hating on my fucking backdrop. I'm trying to be creative and shit. People keep calling my backdrop trash.
I like this backdrop.
Care.
I like this
Suck
backdrop.
Yep. But we're gonna change it though, because we're gonna have a little drop down. We have different colors. We also have a full studio out there, so you can come check it out. But you should call me first because someone might need to be here to let you in. But Star Camp Creative Labs, no, we're really trying to do some awesome shit. 2023. I guess they're a sponsor of this podcast. There's supposed to be a sign here. Now, eventually you'll see a sign here, but it's not there right now. So, our bad. Anyways, how was your New Year? How what did you do for New Year's?
New Year's, I just spent time with the family.
That's good. Did you pop out fireworks?
No.
Good.
I don't do that stuff.
You shouldn't do fireworks.
I don't understand. It sounded like a fucking. I just don't like how even during Christmas, it sounded like it was gunshots out here, bro. Like just consistently. It was like, why?
I think in Arizona in particular, it's like one of those things where like you really want to. People got guns anyways, right? Like
that's what I was worried about though. I'm like, man. I don't know. I just I feel like one of my biggest fears. Nah, you know what? Let me not even say it. But still, regardless, it's just.
I feel you.
Why? Why?
Yeah, because
why?
Shit is wild out there.
Yeah,
and it's like, I have a dog, right? And so like I went to, I was in New Zealand doing my thing on New Year's, and I just kept thinking about my dog. I was like, fuck, my dog's like over here chilling at the spot, but this is her first time alive during New Year's. Yeah, and she's probably like, what the fuck is going on outside right now? Just she's just like, what the fuck?
I agree.
That's my dog's voice. What the fuck is going on right now outside? Right. It's probably just barking the whole time.
Yeah, she was.
And it's going on for hours. Like, and I just feel bad because like
hours.
In New Zealand,
though.
they ain't doing that shit. They're not doing that shit. Like
hours though. It's like, again, why? Like why, bro? Why for so long? It was just ridiculous. But no, other than that, though, it was good. Didn't really do much. I'm not really like, I don't know, for some reason I wasn't really feeling too festive with any like holiday this year. I really just was like pushing through when it was a holiday. I was like, cool, it's a holiday. Like I would say it to who I cared about, but it wasn't out here like wearing no fucking ugly sweaters and dressing up for Halloween. Right. No, you know what? I did dress up for Halloween. I was a voodoo doctor. So you know.
I was a voodoo eye.
I was a voodoo doctor.
Giant eyeball.
But other than that, though, nah, I really didn't. I wasn't really like, oh yeah, I want to go to New Year's and get drunk. I really wasn't. It was cool. It was a really good New Year though. It was cool.
Yeah. I was like I said, like I was out on the other side of the earth, and we celebrated that shit early. And it's funny because like my son, like he's growing, right? He's about to hit those teenage years, and he's getting all intelligent and snippy and shit. So I'm trying to be like a good dad and be like, it's New Year's over here. I'm gonna go ahead and text him over here, Happy New Year's from New Zealand. You know what I'm saying? Like on some cute shit. So I text him though, Happy New Year's on New Zealand from New Zealand, and he's like, it's not New Year's here yet, Dad. And it's like, the fuck? I know. Why are you doing like that? He's like, I just wanted to let you know we're doing that tonight. It's New Year's Eve tonight here. I'm like, I know, that's a joke, dude. You're so smart. Go sit down. Go sit down. But kids are wild. I love my kid.
You gotta teach him the sarcasm. My kids are sarcastic as fuck.
No, he knows it. That's the thing. Like, but he also like is no nonsense too. Like, he likes to call people on his bullshit, bullshit, which is kind of what he gets from his dad.
Yeah.
But he doesn't understand the nuance of it, like the art of it.
Yeah.
Because it's an art form to call people out and shit. Especially if you're smart and you read a lot of books, you know big words. You can study on motherfuckers with the fucking discombobulate and shit. Better pull that fucking dictionary out. Anyways, this is a good place to stop. We appreciate you guys listening to the Quasar Qult podcast.
Yep.
This is not an official episode of the season. We're actually going to start season 2 probably next week. I think we talked about next Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, we're doing it on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Wednesdays. Yeah, so on Wednesdays, we're doing fucking Quasar Qult podcast episodes. We'll be talking about shit that we posted on QuasarQult.com. This and that and the other. The whole idea being that we want to be able to stay consistent because it's one of our big goals for the year.
For sure.
But then also make sure you guys get the hottest, freshest content, not just in Arizona, but around the world and what's going on.
Yeah.
So make sure you follow QuasarQult.com for the latest podcast episodes and all that cool shit.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate y'all for listening. We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, we out of here. Peace. See this button work.